Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're going to analyze something pretty startling that happened in early December 2025. We're talking about the complete collapse of international air travel into Venezuela, right on the cusp of the holidays.
You're really critical, Thomas.
Exactly. And our sources point to one key moment, December 4th and 5th. That's when the last four international airlines just stopped flying.
All at once. We're talking about Panama's Copa, its subsidiary Wingo, Colombia's Satena, and Boliviana de Aviacion. They all pulled out almost simultaneously.
So the big question for this deep dive is, why? I mean, what could possibly make them all quit at the exact same time?
Well, it seems to be two things coming together. A big political move and then some stated technical concerns.
Okay, let's unpack that. Where do we start?
Let's start with the political side because the timing here is fascinating. On the Saturday right before the airline suspended flights, U.S. President Donald Trump made a huge declaration. He unilaterally declared Venezuelan airspace closed in its entirety.
Wait, hold on. The U.S. can just do that. I mean, they don't have the authority to ground a Panamanian carrier in international airspace, right?
No, you're absolutely right. This wasn't a direct operational order for them. It was a signal, a very powerful one.
A signal to who?
To the insurers. See, it's less about direct enforcement and more about triggering financial and insurance protocols. Once the U.S. designates an airspace as high risk, the insurance liability for any carrier flying there just skyrockets.
So it becomes financially impossible to fly, regardless of your plane's flag.
Exactly. That's the real teeth of the declaration, and it came right after an earlier FAA warning from November 21st.
And what did that FAA warning say?
It was very specific. It cited the worsening security situation and heightened military activity in or around Venezuela.
Okay.
And crucially, it mentioned a massive buildup of U.S. forces in the Southern Caribbean. So the stage was set for some extreme risk assessment.
So that's the political pressure building. But here's where it gets really interesting, because the airlines themselves gave a different operational reason.
They did.
Copa and Wingo put out a statement saying they were suspending flights because of, and I'm quoting here, intermittent problems today with one of the navigation signals on the flight to Caracas.
Right, and this is the crucial nuance. When they say navigation signal issues, what they likely mean is a problem with a ground-based aid, like a VOR. Losing that forces pilots into much trickier procedures, especially when landing.
But they also stressed that safety was at no time compromised.
They did, and that's key. They called it a preventative decision.
So if safety wasn't actually compromised, why not just fix the issue? This feels like it's more about avoiding risk, both financial and regulatory, especially with that U.S. declaration hanging over them.
You've hit it, exactly. The decision becomes purely a liability calculation. You have the U.S. government flagging the region for security, and then you have a technical glitch, even a minor one. That combination just makes it impossible to continue from an insurance standpoint.
And the others followed suit.
Immediately. Satena suspended its route to Valencia, and Boliviana canceled its flight to Caracas. After that, boom. No foreign carriers left. Only a few of Venezuela's own national airlines are still flying internationally.
Let's shift gears to the human cost of this, because it's massive.
It really is.
The impact falls squarely on the Venezuelan diaspora. I mean, you've got roughly 2.8 million migrants just in Colombia alone.
And thousands of them were trying to get home for Christmas. People who were already visiting family were suddenly stranded with no way to get back to their jobs.
Stuck.
Yeah. We have a quote from Juan Carlos Viloria Doria. He's the vice president of Venezuelans in Barranquilla. He said, "It is unfortunate that due to the political situation, Venezuelans must live with so much uncertainty."
That really sums it up. So what options were left for people?
The options were grim. Viloria's advice was basically to rely on family and migrant networks, which often means risky multi-day overland journeys.
So what starts as a travel problem becomes a genuine crisis.
A logistical and sometimes life-threatening one, yes. So when you put it all together, what this really shows is a powerful mechanism at play.
Right.
You have a political declaration that, even if it's not a direct ban, completely changes the financial risk. You combine that with a minor technical issue, and you can abruptly, totally isolate a country from the air. And the fallout is just immense, both logistically and humanistically.
Which leaves us with a final question for you to think about. Even without a direct ban from the U.S., how does a simple declaration like that amplify a small technical problem? How does it force airlines, who are always trying to minimize risk, to just pull out entirely? 1 second pause. If you enjoyed this lesson, you should subscribe to the channel, turn on the notifications bell, leave your like, and share the video because it helps us keep the channel going. Thank you.